We are live.
Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
everybody. Hello, my little yarnivores, spiderettes, arachnids, and freaks of all kinds. How are all of you doing today? We have guests in the house.
Yay!
We have the fabulous Michael from MDL Crochet. And we have Russ from over at It's Raining Yarn. And this is my first StreamYard debut. Yes.
Yay!
And we got 7 people in the house already. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So if we run into technical difficulties, I do apologize. I am still a StreamYard baby. So hello, Josie and Cindy. Good evening to you. And Sandra. How are you? And Susan, hi. So, I'm gonna try my best to keep up with everything. Hello, Ola Joe and Letitia and Rosalina and Joyce and Spooky. Hi. See, now I can actually see the chat because it's my own personal studio. So I can actually see everything. And so I will try to be as responsive and all that stuff as possible. Right now, I'm just balling up some mini hanks from Aberdeen. So, doing that because I need to keep my little hands busy. You guys know how I am. Hope all of you are doing really well today. And this, I hope, will be the start of, a potentially regular thing where I have guests on. I think it would be nice to do. I'm baby steps, baby steps. So we'll see how it goes. I hope everybody is doing really well today. Russ, what are you working on?
I am working on my corner-to-corner blanket for my mom.
Ooh.
And are you up to the middle point yet?
No, I am still increasing.
That's okay. Baby steps. All progress is good progress. Hello, Caroline and Michelle and Angry Panda. Why is Panda angry? Is that your panda?
No, my
It's
panda's above him.
Oh, we got a different panda. We got a different panda. Yeah, spooky. Corner to corners are awesome. I'm contemplating formulating a new kind of corner to corner myself, actually, but that's top secret. That's classified at the moment. I'm sorry.
Tracy and Bam Bam, the crazy tortoise, is making your virus meets granny shawl.
Oh, I hope you have fun with that. And that is quite the name.
It really is.
That's quite the moniker. I pity the Scantron bubbles that you have to fill in for all that. Hello, Amy and Dawn. And Junebug. Yes, I am live. I've been trying to do it more, as of late, getting my little tootsies wet every now and then, because I did one on New Year's and then I did one maybe 2-ish weeks after that. And I thought, it's about time that, I put on my big spider pants and, try StreamYard and, try new things, So I'm working on it. It's a work in progress.
Exactly. It's a work in progress. Plus, it's not only that, you just got to get into the rhythm. You haven't been in the rhythm for years.
No,
of doing
in so many ways. Hello, September and Natalie and Harper's. Yeah, I haven't been in that rhythm, but it's just, I would say that fiber arts and whatnot, that's sort of the spinal cord of whatever it is that we talk about. But, it's also open to, did you make a good recipe recently? Read a good book lately? See a good movie? It's chit chat,
Yeah.
And over time I would like to, introduce, other YouTubers as well and have them on, I would love to have Look Ma No Hands and Matt the Rockin' Crocheter and Spring. Would love to have Spring on, she's awesome,
Yes.
and I love how she is also extremely versatile with her content.
Very.
Love that. I'm delighted to be friends with her because she does such amazing work. Let's see. Christine is making the C2C scarf with waste yarn. Was seen on UK TV, a program called Emmerdale. They always have a lot of granny blankets over the sofas. Well, I mean, I think Roseanne started that trend
Which
as
trend was
far as
that?
granny blanket over the back of the sofa.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. I mean, we're going way back to like late 80s, early 90s, I'd say. You know, and I don't know. Like I'm a very much a Laverne and Shirley kind of guy, and I don't recall if they ever had a granny blanket in their apartment. I don't think so.
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
remember. I don't remember.
I mean, I remember Lenny and Squiggy like every 5 minutes bursting in through the door. Hello.
I just remember
Aside
the
from that,
theme song. That's all I remember watching. Is just remembering the theme song.
Schlemiel,
I know I've
Schlemazel,
watched it.
Hasten Pfeffer Incorporated.
I know I've watched it. That's all I can remember though.
Well, it was good, clean fun. It was wholesome. Um, oh, Fern. Well, if you know three handsome men, you send them my way. Letitia, yeah, it was a great show. I mean, like I was never into Happy Days or Mork and Mindy. Those were all like very popular at the same time, and they crossed over every now and
Mhm.
then, which was very disconcerting. It was like they were breaking the fourth wall.
Well,
Um,
yeah, and that like they tried that. I think it kind of like back then, it was more of a backfire than they thought it would be. And then now you've got all these shows that do break that fourth wall, where they go through. You got granted the Law and Order universe stays together; they go on each other, but the Law and Order, like SVU, it was going to Chicago PD, or you got all these different shows that are starting to like kind of cross over a little bit, a lot more than they used to do back in the 80s. It's like they tried it with some of those in-universe shows, and it just seems like the ratings plummeted during those, and they didn't like it, so they just kept them in universe. And then now it's like they're all over the place.
I mean, also they tried doing an animated series of them as well. I remember seeing an animated Laverne and Shirley, and it was frightening.
That would be frightening.
It was. I mean, they looked awkward before. Oh no, they looked like you can picture a Hanna-Barbera rendition of Laverne and Shirley. It didn't work.
Oh no. Oh no.
It was right up there with the Brady Bunch animated series. It didn't work.
Wow.
Didn't work. Didn't work. And who is that little love muffin?
Oh, this is Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea, I'm sorry. You have a huge menagerie of fur babies. It's hard to keep track of them. I mean, Tippy is canonical. We all know Tippy. We all love Tippy. But the rest of your menagerie, it's hard to keep track. But she's just a precious little mush, isn't she?
Well, this is Tippy's mama. That's Tippy's
Well, then
mama.
she's earned her Purple Heart dealing with that prima donna. So, and Michael, can you reveal anything about the current project that you're working on, or is it hush hush? If it is, it's okay. I
It's
like to ask.
it is that is hush hush.
Okay.
But I've got the blanket done. I've got that. I just got to film that. I'll be filming that this weekend, which will come out. I'm thinking normally my stuff comes out on Friday. I think I'm going to move it to this Wednesday. And then I have a Rwanda that I've just got done, and I'm at the filming stage of that part.
Very cool.
And then the newest project that's on the hook, it's a hush hush right now.
No, that's totally fine. I gotta ask. I'm a curious little spider. Um, and I'm sure that your viewers would also like to know what you're up to. But
I am using this yarn, which is the Big
see,
Twist Supernova.
that is a fair teaser. That's fair.
Yeah.
I love that colorway.
Mother Earth. Yes.
Well, I mean, the piece that you showed before, I mean, that is gorgeous. How
It's
that
work.
colorway is working up.
It works up really nice. It's just the roving aspect of it. If you have to frog,
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. It's like anything with a halo. Oh God, help you. You know, I feel your angst. I do. I pity your angst and I feel your angst and all that. Um, Friday night with your three favorite yarn dudes. Oh,
oh,
Turtle.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And speaking of sneak peeks, I will be showing you guys what I'm going to be putting out tomorrow, something that I designed that I'm like super happy with because it was a pain to get it right. You know, as far as the plotting, the planning, the finagling, and all that jazz, because you know you got the shaping, you got the increasing, you got all this, that, and the other. Oy. Um, Are you a jumping spider or more of a granddaddy long legs, or maybe more of a wolf spider? Jumping spiders are my personal favorite. Well, I mean, jumping spiders, they're kind of cute because, you know, they got those big beady eyes, and yeah, and they do the little dance with their legs. Michael knows, you know, and like there's one where you know he's like dancing to the YMCA, and he's like, you know, I mean, they're cute, and also you can kind of train them to an extent, believe it or not. You can like utilize their instincts to sort of like train them. It's like, you know, jump over here, you know, and people have them as pets, you know. It's not an uncommon thing. Um, what kind of a spider am I? Definitely not a wolf spider. You know, I think I'm a little bit more subdued than that. Maybe I don't know, like maybe definitely not a funnel web. I would say I'm more of like a an orb weaver, where they have like those really cool classical looking spider webs, you know, like
Mm.
you have the anchor points and then it comes into like sort of like a spiral in the middle with all like the spokes coming out. Like that I think would be like my kind of web to hang out in, you know. So I guess kind of like Charlotte, I suppose. Um, the look of the bright yellow and black spiders that were huge, those terrified me, but they had an elegance about them. Um, so I don't know. It's a good question. Um, Ellen's writing you something. Starting a Tunisian entrelac in the round blanket for Project Linus using Big Twist. What size hook do you recommend?
For Big Twist,
Excuse me.
do
Sorry, Junebug. Thank you so much, Junebug. Much appreciated for the super chat. Thank you.
that's awesome, Junebug. Ellen, I would suggest either 6.5 or 7.
Sorry to interrupt. It was
No, you're
exciting.
fine. No, it's 100% fine.
Um, Gene, it's an orb weaver. I think some of them are like golden orb weavers. It's the kind of spider, and I think the reason why they're called orb is because of the shape of their body, if I'm not mistaken. Like the web itself is not the shape of an orb. I think it's referring to the shape of the spider. Let's see. There we go. Um, So the riding spiders are the big black and yellow ones. Riding spiders. I thought those were called garden spiders, but I haven't heard of them being referred to as riding spiders. Interesting, Junebug. Well, I mean, you would know, you're a Junebug. So thousands of orb weavers. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're cool. And also, I mean, I saw a really fascinating bit of a documentary about them. They can actually cross rivers
So
and how they manage. Sorry?
I don't mind spiders, just Panda the other hand. It could be the tinsiest, winsiest of things, and he's screaming for me to come get it.
Well, what they can do is they can like shoot out. It's sort of like a streamer of web, and it'll go all the way across. What's he screaming? What is he
He's
screaming?
watching. I don't know what he said, but
He sounded angry. He sounded like the angry panda. He sounded angry. Like, don't you tell him about what I'm not afraid of spiders, man. But no, they can like shoot out a strand of web and it goes flying into the breeze. And then if it catches onto the other side, then they know it's safe. And then they can like travel across that like a tightrope. It's fascinating.
oh, Vicky.
Thank you. Oh, don't die. You know, be still, my little spider heart. Don't die over this. You know, it's just a live stream. I plan on doing more
It's
of
just
them.
us.
Yeah, I mean, we're delighted you're happy, but it's just us. uh, oh my goodness gracious.
Amanda probably will be in the doghouse.
So, anybody see anything good lately?
That's what he said.
What?
He said, "I said, don't be fibbing. I kill all the spiders." No, you don't. Don't you be fibbing.
My mom's tactic was always to get out the vacuum cleaner with the long hose at the end, you know, from a distance, and just you know, get it that way.
I grabbed the I grabbed the 409.
The 409.
409.
Yeah, the cleaner 409.
Oh.
It
Oh,
it
my
dissolves
gosh,
their web and they curl up like this instantly.
I haven't seen that stuff in ages.
At first,
Oh,
I
I
thought you were
got
talking about WD-40 at first.
I got 4 gallons of that stuff in my house. Yeah, no, I take a gallon of it out to the garage every summer.
Thank you, Vicky. You killed a daddy long legs with Polo Sport, sexiest smelling spider I ever killed. You know, actually, I think I told this story. When I was a child, I was terrified of spiders, and the only thing I could find in a spray can was lemon pledge. The spider did not die, and he was annoyed with me. He was very ticked off, and he smelled awesome.
I don't mind like keep it like daddy long legs in the house because if a fly gets in, you know they got to eat too, so they
And
eat the flies.
Dodo, I do know of The Boy, the Mole, and the Fox and the Horse. I've seen it, but I have not read it. It's sort of like pictures with not that many words, but I do know of it. It looks sort of like Japanese brush painting, if I'm like Japanese calligraphy, if you will. It looks really neat, very stylistic. I'm sorry, Michael, what were you saying?
Like I leave, what are those things? Daddy long legs alone. The other spiders, now they don't need to be in my house, and I'll either kill them or remove them.
Actually, if anything, I would say that it's sort of, I think it's a millipede where the front looks the same as the back. And they have like these, like a million undulating legs and so forth. Those are freakier than any spider.
Oh, we don't get those. We
The
get water bugs.
Are you talking about the millipede? Or the
Yeah.
centipede?
The millipedes, those things, because the thing is that all their legs in sequence, it's like a wave. And that's unnerving. That is really unnerving. You know, or I think it's cave crickets. Those are freaky too. Those are really freaky. I haven't seen those. Those are centipedes, yeah. But anyway, all this bug talk. You know, last night I just sort of let my TV play what was ever on. After a while, I was watching Welcome Home, Roxy Carmichael. It had Winona Ryder in it. It was like early in her career. You know, I want to say like maybe post Beetlejuice. And it also had the older brother from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in it.
1990 movie? Oh my
Could be.
gosh.
Yeah. And it's on YouTube in the movie section. And she's sort of like a awkward social outcast type in a small town. And she's convinced that this woman who's famous for just being famous, essentially, she's coming back to her hometown, and she's convinced she was adopted, so she's convinced that that was her mother. And I mean, Winona's awesome. You know, she's
Yeah.
absolutely awesome. There's this part in the movie, it's my favorite part, where this guy, like I said, it's the young actor who played the older brother in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, except he had like long hair, ridiculously so. And he's like, "Oh, I want to kiss you so bad." And she's like, "It's good to want things." It was the best line. It was absolutely the best line.
Well, I've just been watching Netflix. Well, we got Netflix again because we
Oh, good for
canceled it.
you.
Well, we canceled it because for years Netflix thing was, oh, share your password, share it, share it, share it. And then all of a
Right,
sudden we get an email, you're sharing your password, we're gonna yada yada your account. So we
right.
quit, and then we just got it. We got it back about 2 weeks ago, and I've been watching quite a few things on there. But I just watched, or I'm in the middle of watching Night. Oh, what the heck is it called? It's actually really good. I'm enjoying the TV series. I can't even talk. The Night Agent.
I'm sorry, the night agent?
Yes,
Do tell.
it's kind of like a spy thriller thing, but it's really. I don't want to give too much away because it's really. It's. I like it. I didn't think I
Okay.
would. It's a Netflix original. I didn't think I'd actually like it.
Debbie, you're right. They are always changing the rules, but unfortunately, if you want to get that Netflix exclusive content, you got to bear with it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I mean, I feel the same way about Amazon.
see,
I don't even really watch the movies on there anymore. It's predominantly just the shopping I go with.
I watch a lot. Every time I'm working on something, if I'm not filming, I'm watching something. I've got to keep my mind busy, doing what I'm doing because sometimes when I'm not filming, it's because I'm building something up. So you just need something to occupy your time. And I don't like listening to audiobooks.
Gee, thanks.
That Panda, that's what he plays 24/7 when he's in there working up something is audiobooks all the time.
You're not for everybody. I know.
I'm just not a book person.
That's fine. Suits. Yes, I have heard of Suits. I've never watched it though. One that I've been told time and time and time again that I should watch is Dexter. They're like, "Yeah, it's really sick. You would love it, Craig." Yeah. Like, what are you trying to say?
Uh, Russ, Nancy's asking, what are you crocheting?
I am crocheting a corner to corner open block for my mom. She has a queen size bed. So I'm still on the increasing part. It's over 2,000 yards right now, just increasing.
Junebug, I can deal with dark content. That does not bother me whatsoever. Right now I'm still in the middle of reading the Books of Blood by Clive Barker. Oh, this be dark stuff.
See, I don't mind dark stuff. I don't like when I'm working up something. I don't want to watch something that I have to read subtitles to, though.
Understood.
Because I'm always paying attention to what I'm doing because a lot of my stuff, the stitches always change, so I
Well,
have
the
to pay
thing is,
attention.
what I usually end up doing is like I take out movies that I really want to watch from the library. I take them out, but I never end up watching something new because I'm going to have to pay attention to it and I have to pay attention to the stitching. So I'm more than likely just going to put on something that I've already seen before, so I can just like listen to it and
Well,
have it on as background noise, right?
That's like today. Because I started the night. What was that show I said? The Night Agent
Night Agent.
today. And while I was trying to, because this project that I'm working up on that I can't show yet, it took
That's fine.
me 7 hours to get the math right to do what I want to do.
Understood.
And because the frogging is pure HE double hockey sticks with this stuff. And so I'm sitting here like this, got my magnifying glass, and I'm like this, and just listening.
Hmm.
And because it's a 2/8 yarn, and
I get it.
so sometimes, most of the time, I do rewatch a lot of stuff like Star Trek. I could tell you every episode. Same with Law and Order SVU, or Stargate. I'll When I have to pay attention, I'll rewatch something. This is the first time I've watched something new while I'm trying to do something.
I try not to. I mean, the last time was I was watching Alien Romulus. I saw that recently. I liked it, but I probably won't ever watch it again because if you've seen the original movie Alien and then the sequel to that Aliens, that's all you need to know.
Hmm.
Which is odd because the movie Alien Romulus takes place chronologically in between Alien and Aliens.
Yeah, I
And
was just never a fan of the Alien movies.
I mean, the first two I thought were really good. Then Alien 3 was just sort of like, all right, you're stretching it. Alien Resurrection, you're really stretching it. Then they came out with Prometheus, which was the prequel to all of them. Then Alien Covenant, which was the sequel to the prequel. And then they came out with Alien Romulus, which is in between the first one and the second one. So they're all over the place, even more than George Lucas could ever be.
They got an Aliens TV show coming out.
Oh God. They
I think
should
it's
no,
called Aliens Earth,
they should stop.
and it's going to be on FX, I think.
They should just stop. Seriously.
Didn't they have
So
a series like back in the 80s of aliens?
well, there
That
was one, it was
was
called
V.
Oh, V, that's it.
yeah, well there was V, there was also another one is called, I think I want to say like Resident Alien or Alien some it was something with aliens where they looked humanoid, and they could talk and they were trying to like incorporate themselves into our society, but they were outcasts. And one of them, he was like a cop and he had a human partner. And, they were allergic to salt water or something like
Yes,
that. Like if they got sprayed with salt water, like they
they
would
had
like
the
burn. It was a very like
bald
comical
head.
head.
Yes, Alien Nation.
Thank you. Thank you. Because I mean that was popular when it was like on the 80s or so, roughly speaking. Alien Nation, thank you. Yes,
I remember
Darth
watching
Mom, you
that. Yeah,
got it. Um, and they were definitely humanoid and they were nice and everything like that. They weren't like creepy and whatnot. It's just they just wanted to get along. They just wanted to live alongside of us and be accepted. And it was more social commentary than anything else. So now I'm gonna give you guys your sneak peek for what's coming up for tomorrow. Um, this past week it was a tutorial on the chisel stitch, and it is this really squishy textured stitch, and I'm like, oh, I gotta do a project. So I did a hat.
oh yes.
And let me blow myself up if I can. Solo. Hello.
I
So
likey.
well, thank you. The thing that was the tricky part for this hat is the crown, because personally, I can't stand it when patterns, they start the texture like at this point here, like they do all the increasing and then they start the texture. It's like, okay, well, what about the crown? So I figured out how to do the texture throughout. So
Awesome.
thank you. And then exit solo layout. Okay. I'm still learning, peoples. I'm still learning. Thank you, Scrimshaw. Thank you. And Cecilia and Christine, thank you, thank you. So after you get the increasing underway, it's just a 4-round repeat. And for this, you guys know I used my go-to. I used Lion Brand's Pound of Love. colorway of sugar cookie, size 6mm, size J crochet hook, and a size I 5.5mm crochet hook, a little bit smaller for the ribbing on the brim. So it's really easy. Tutorial is about an hour, and I will be releasing that tomorrow. So
Yay.
the advantages of showing up to the live, you get yourself a sneak peek. You saw it here first. Live and in living color. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, it's really not that difficult. I mean, yes, it has front and back post double crochets. If you're familiar with the waffle stitch, it's sort of like the waffle stitch, you know, on ADHD, on crack, whatever. You know, it's a wonky waffle, if you will. But it's really not difficult. Oh, it's just sort of offset. You know, instead of it being a grid, it's offset. You know, almost like it's not corrugated metal. It's like the metal where it looks like it's like crisscrossing.
It's
like a sheet metal where it's like it's raised. You know what I'm talking
what is
about?
that? It's
Chicken
galvanized. It's a galvanized metal, but I know what you're talking about. The you see it on some places as like the floor,
Right. It's very industrial.
or the bed of a truck, or oh, what is it called?
You know what I'm talking about, though, because it's not corrugated, because that's like, you know, corduroy pants. But it's like a very industrial metal looking design. You know, sort of like raised one way, then raised the other way, raised one way, raised the other way.
Yeah, it's
If
like
anybody,
X's.
diamond plate metal, that sounds like it could be right.
That's it. Diamond plate.
Yeah.
Diamond plate, because of the way that they form.
Thank you, Rosalina. Diamond tuck. I mean, diamond anything. It sounds about right, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's not like a mesh. It's a solid piece. You know, it just has like a neat texture to it, and that's what that reminds me of. And also, I do have a wee bit of Happy Mail also that I like to open up. With saving it for a live. Oh wow, gosh. Is it Goshawk or Goshawk? But 12:46 a.m. over there. Well, I'm delighted to have you. Spring's here. Hello, Spring. We were just talking favorably about you. Making your hat when you drop it off.
When you drop it, she's gonna make it.
Oh, you mean when I drop the tutorial? Gotcha. Yes, Spring. We were just a little while ago. We were talking about how fabulous you are, and we love the diverseness of your various crafts and stuff. You know, between your lamp work and your spinning and your knitting. You know, you're awesome sauce. And eventually, I mean, right now, just this is my with friends debut, but eventually, yes, I would love to have you on as well, Spring, if you would be so kind as to join me. I would really like that too.
He had to have his comfort blanket.
Oh, thank you, Spring. Yes, would love to have you on, you know, but right now I didn't want to like completely inundate and overwhelm myself with having too many people on and be like the Brady Bunch, and somebody would inevitably go, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. It's always Marsha. You know, just because this is my first time doing this. Oh, thank you, Spring. Thank you, thank you. You know, and also, I mean, over time, you know, I would like to have other people on as well. You know, and you know, because there are a lot of channels. Seriously, there are a lot of channels out there, and you know, some of them they're really fabulous, but they don't get the recognition that they deserve. You know, and so over time, I would like to have you know, some other channels on, you know, that people may not be familiar with. I think it'd be fun. You know, give people a bit of a platform. You know.
Oh, exactly.
You know, everybody deserves an opportunity. I mean, I'm not like some sort of guru or anything, but like if I could help people get exposure, I have nothing against that.
Oh yeah. It's just kind of like what Mikey did with me and Ola Joe Wednesday morning. Out of the blue. Hey, y'all want to go live here in about 30 minutes? Okay.
Like I said, rubbing elbows with the Canadian elite, are we?
It's like that was very last minute, but sure, I guess.
But you both of you got yourselves established. You got your fan base going on, both of you. You're both getting up there. I'm tangled.
Hi, everybody that came in.
Sherry and Carmen and Kristen and Ellen. Yeah, I didn't know about that one. How early was that?
You would have been asleep. It was like 8:30 my time, so 9:30 your time. So yeah, you
Oh
would have been
yeah,
asleep.
I had only been asleep for like maybe 3 hours at that point.
My
I
sleeping
was
schedule's all over the
freshly
place right
asleep.
now.
What's that?
My sleeping schedule's all messed up. I sleep during the night and I don't want to. I'm not on our sleeping schedule. I'm on every normal people's sleeping schedule right now.
Oh, you're falling out of the loop. It's funny though. I was talking to my brother the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday, but I have no idea when you're awake anymore. So happy birthday early." I'm like, "Well, thank you." And I'm like, "Listen, rough ballpark. I go to sleep at around like maybe 6 in the morning, and then I wake up at around 2. That's a rough ballpark." Um, and he's like, "You're a freak." I'm like, "Yes, you're just realizing this now." Um, but I'm so excited for my niece because apparently they're going to be doing a school production of The Lion King, and she gets to be a hyena, and she's so excited, and I'm so excited for her. And I told him, it's like, when you get pictures, I want pictures. I need to see her as a little hyena. I think it's adorable.
How old is she now?
10. Yeah, she loves to sing, she loves to cook and bake, and she's into science, and she loves reading. So whenever, like if she ever asked me for a book, no hesitation. Like I don't see toys as being a bad thing, but books are invaluable in my opinion. So it's like I will never deny access to books.
Yeah,
It's like anything to nurture that. Seriously, anything to nurture a kid's love of reading, I'm all for it. Definitely.
for sure. I mean,
It's like
because
she said that she was into, I think it was Gordon Corman, and so I'm like, okay, if there like some that you have read, let me know so I don't get you those. And then I got her a bunch of those. Um, at one Christmas it was the entire Roald Dahl collection. Because he's awesome. I mean, his material was dark, but it was good. You know, um, so anything at all to encourage reading, I'm all for it. Dill, that would be cool, except my niece lives in Florida, so that's kind of out.
yeah,
That's kind of
until
out.
they invent teleportation.
You're right. Or astral projection, to a more reliable level. But oh, that would be awesome. Um, but yeah,
But
so
like
if
when we were
she ever asked me
kids,
for books, I'd be like, hands down, no problem.
like when we were kids, we had Reading Rainbow.
Yes,
We
LeVar
had
Burton.
what was it called? Ghost Rider.
Yes.
And Where in the World is Carmen San Diego?
Yep.
TV
With
show.
the a cappella singers.
MathNet.
Oh God, Math Man, Math Man, Math Man. You know. No, the show was Square One. The show
Oh
was called
yes,
Square One, and then MathNet, that was like
a little
Dragnet, but they had
segment.
like a calculator instead of a badge. Yes. Yeah, no, I remember that. Um, and who's he? What? Well, I mean, also we had a ton of really, really, really bad sitcoms too, though.
But I was talking about like on PBS with the
Yes,
educational programs that
PBS
we,
was awesome.
as soon as we got out of school, that's when, all those educational shows would kick in.
Yeah,
And then on Saturdays, it was always This Old House.
my dad liked This Old House. That and The Victory Garden.
Yes, I like those too, though.
Yeah, and Mystery was another one my dad liked to watch. And the thing that struck me about that show Mystery was that the beginning intro was animated, and the animation was by Edward Gorey, who did the pen and ink in sort of like a
Mm-hmm.
Gothic Nouveau style. And that's what got me interested in Edward Gorey. I love his artwork. His illustrations are phenomenal. But yeah, 321 Contact, The Electric Company, Sesame Street, all that stuff. Anything that was on PBS, loved
Yeah,
that because that was good quality TV.
it's
Bob
very
Ross.
educational.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy little tree.
Yes.
And you put a
Make it
happy little
wiggly.
tree.
Make it wiggly. And then beat the devil out of that brush. Yeah, Fern, I agree. If these kids keep learning on tablets, how can they actually learn how to spell and read? It's sad. It is. It makes me concerned because, I mean, I see kids all the time, and like when they're going to get their own library cards, sometimes the parents are like, "Here, you fill out the form," and the kid, sometimes they really struggle, and it's sometimes not even a matter of penmanship. It's a matter of they're so far removed from the basics, like they don't know their address, they don't know their phone number, they don't know how to sign their name because everything's done on a screen,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't need to know their phone number because it's just saved in their phone, right?
Right.
And it does make me concerned. I think the best example was there was a I can't even say kid. He was, I want to say 16 or so. Um, and I mean, he was a minor, but he wasn't a child. Um, and he asked me for the time. And I'm like, oh, clock, right up there. It was an analog. He couldn't read it. So then he asked another patron, excuse me, do you have the time? And then she told him because he didn't have a digital display in front of him. That's concerning.
Yes.
To me that is concerning. So I mean, I think when I was in school, I think that one of the only things that I think would have been better is if they actually had done classes on how to survive. And I don't mean out in the wild, I mean out in the world, like, actually teaching you how to cook on a budget, how to change the oil in your car, what
Mm-hmm.
to do if you have a flat, how do you balance checkbook? I mean, back when they had checkbooks, they really don't anymore. Um, uh, you
Back when I
know,
was a senior in high school, in
how to
order
do first aid.
to graduate, you had to have one certain math class. Your senior year, it was called Math of Money.
Mm,
And it taught you all that basic stuff about banking, your paychecks, all the taxes, everything. But you
yeah,
had to take it your senior year. You couldn't take it before or after. And it was a mandatory class.
yeah, because like the closest that they had to that when I was in school was home economics,
We had
but
homework, yeah.
that was looked at as sort of like a joke class. It wasn't taken seriously, and it was really a shame. I mean, I remember I made a pillow. I used a sewing machine for the first time and I did some embroidery with that. And I thought that was cool. And I learned how to follow a couple of like really rudimentary recipes. But that sort of thing, that shouldn't be just like a semester. No, that should be throughout your entire school career.
Mm-hmm.
Starting in elementary school, every year you have to do some sort of home economics type stuff, some sort of domestic learning skills, because if I had taken all that stuff as I'm suggesting it should have been taught back then. I mean, I would have been the perfect house husband by now already. You know, I'm behind the game
Well,
on that one.
like for our school for home economics though, you took home economics in 7th grade. It taught you how
Mhm.
to cook, taught you how to buy on a budget, but that was 7th grade. But then, you know, your 8th grade and then high school years, it was you didn't have you could took it as an elective,
Right.
but it wasn't a mandatory.
It should be
The
mandatory
Yeah,
because it's survival skills. Seriously, it's how to exist in life, in society, and be a functioning member and be self-reliant is the word I'm looking for.
yes, and like my grandmother, she was a chef and she taught me how to cook. And she's like, of course, nobody knew what I was back then. And she's like, well, you can't rely on anybody to cook for you. So when you find a wife, you better impress her with your cooking. Well, I found a husband that I impressed.
It's
I,
just yes, Russ?
I'm gonna have to step out.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, but I got to step out.
Okay.
Okay.
So I love you guys. I had a great time,
Well, thank you for
and
coming.
I'll talk to everybody later.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a good night. And then there
Just
were
need.
two.
I just need to go to use the restroom real quick.
Okay, that's
I'll be right
fine.
back.
Everybody's abandoning
I
me.
just need to use the restroom. That's all. I've been drinking
Okay.
too much caffeine
Okay.
to counteract the headache.
Did I say something wait, do I
No,
offend?
I
Do
just been
I
drinking.
offend?
Like one of the heart meds I take gives me a constant headache,
Oh,
and today's been kind of worse than it usually is. So the caffeine, since it's a vasoconstrictor, kind of helps, and I've been trying to downing it.
thank you, Panda. Love
So I'll be
you.
right back.
All right.
I won't be
Okay.
gone long, I promise.
Okay. Okay. So, you know what? When I'm done with winding up this one, I am going to, you know what? I think we'll use this as an opportunity to do some happy mail. Also, I hope all of you are enjoying the stream. I'm having a blast. You know, I'm having a lot of fun. It's really nice to have other people on the screen that I can see and interact with, and it kind of helps the flow of the stream a little bit. I'm sorry that Russ had to go. I hope he's okay. Um, Kathy just finished a crochet round blanket, 2 knit hats. Can't stop using my old hands. I hear you. Well, like I said, I would like to, I would like to, use StreamYard, more so that I can have guests on more often. I think it'd be fun. Um, at the age of 10, your kids knew how to balance a checkbook, fix a meal, do their laundry. Very cool. Me, I'm okay. You're probably going to wince when I say this, but me and my version of doing laundry, lights, darks, coloreds, whites, any sort of laundry, I throw it all in together. I do. I admit it. I do. All with cold water and, detergent. I throw everything in together. I am very no frills, but yes, I do my own laundry too. Um, so let's have a sip of my go-to of Dr. Pepper. Uh, you have to frog your shawl 12 times. Oh, I feel for you, Tiger. I feel for you. Yes, I am very much a mixed bunch. Yes, I'm like a box of good and plenty. All right, so like I said, I do have a little bit of happy mail. Um, and so I have 3 things. Now, the first thing that I have, this is from Deborah in California. And so this actually I got a bit ago. This was from sort of mid-January, but I held on to it. And so I'm going to open it now. So Deborah, thank you. And also I do have this package here, which is also from Deborah. So I'm going to open this one first because this one came first. And she had sent me some lovely cards before. So let's see what there is in here. And actually, I'm going to blow myself up. Not literally, figuratively. Solo layout. There we go. So, and then when Michael comes back in, we'll put him up. So let's see. Knitting a sweater with lots of braids for my dad. That's nice. You're a brave soul. I've tried, but I've never actually been able to knit a sweater. Craig's son. Wishing you a season that sparkles. No sparkles or sprinkles that can go all over the place. Thank you. The season is over, but it will come again. That is true. And it's got some lovely turtles on here. Really, really nice. And then there's something inside of here, too. Let's see. Konnichiwa. Good afternoon. Was looking at some Happy Mail chit-chat of yours from the past, and in one dated 6/6/24, someone sent you a picture of a crocheted pattern. Really like this pattern, and in the far distant past, I made a couch recliner-sized blanket of this pattern, which I gave to my sister. It's a pattern from a Vogue knitting and crochet magazine. Did try to look for this pattern, but as I said, it was such a long time ago I couldn't find it. Perhaps if that fibrette that wrote to you with that picture of the pattern called Vogue magazine, they may be able to pull it out of their archives. Just an idea, Deb. Well, why do I have a feeling that this might be that in here? Don't know. We'll find out. Because I have no idea what's inside of here. Yeah, Scrimshaw, if you're referring to Russ, I don't know. He seemed awfully quiet today. Like I said, I hope he's all right, you know. Let's see what we got in here. Well, it looks like we have an envelope within an envelope. Okay.
Double envelope.
Great. Michael?
Yes.
You scared me because I was on solo and are you trying to give me heart failure? This little spider can only take so much. Exit solo layout. There we go. Oh, because I hear this voice. I'm like, you and your impish little giggle. Yes, I'm just opening up some Happy Mail. You know, let's see what we got here. Bear with me.
Ricky, I won't.
This is quite the letter. With lots and lots in it.
Thank you, Tiger.
Yeah, I would read this on camera, but there's a lot here. So with all sorts of things about the British Library of Secondhand Bookshops and excuse me, which is awesome. And I appreciate all the information. Very, very sweet of you. And barter books and all sorts of things. So I very much appreciate it. Thank you for all of the information. I will go over this. Notes on searching for books and advanced book exchange. Whoa, thank you very much for all the information. Thank you, Deb. I will have to look at this a little bit later. I always love hearing from you guys. I always appreciate, whatever it is that you send me. I do appreciate it. very, very much. Now I have one more package though. Now this is from Heather, the Crochet Witch, and because she had done a live stream not that long ago, and she was doing an auction for an animal shelter, and I couldn't resist. Couldn't resist because she had this really awesome piece that I was like, ooh, that's right up my style. So I decided to put in my bid, and I won, and she sent it to me, and you know, I paid her via PayPal, and it came relatively quickly, actually. And so I'm all excited. And inside, we have ourselves a little card. You know me, I got to read the card first. That's how my mama taught me. So we got some roller blades. I mean, I grew up with roller skates, but then, yes, in college, I had roller blades. It's like you weren't one of the cool kids if you didn't have them. Thank you so much for everything that you did supporting our fundraising efforts for our furry friends. We appreciate you so much. Love, your friends, Heather, the Crochet Witch, and Maverick. Well, you are so very, very, very welcome. You know, it's the least I can do. Seriously. So let's see what we got. Oh, this is awesome. Very, very happy. So yes, it is a gorgeous cowl. I'm gonna blow myself up for a moment if you don't mind.
No, you're fine.
Thank you. Give me 1 second. And solo. There we go. Yeah, so this is the cowl that I won. And this was done using, I believe it was shawl and a ball, which, I mean, I love the really gorgeous gradient of shawl and a ball. I don't use it that often because it has sort of a halo to it. And if you ever need to frog the stitches, it's almost impossible. So I don't use it that often, but I love the feel of the yarn and also the gradient of the colorway. It's like a perfect ombre. Absolutely love.
It really
So,
is.
and it is it's a V stitch. I'm sorry, I'm like trying to figure out where I'm at. There you go. You can see the V stitch there a little bit better. And so let's try it on, shall we? You know, I've been using a cowl that I made not that long ago. I've been using that one a lot lately. It's somewhere around here. But this will make a nice change, and the fit is perfect. You know, I often wear one actually when I'm at work because it's something that I can be permitted to wear. I can't wear a hat, but I can wear a cowl or some sort of a neck scarf or fingerless gloves that I can wear. Often I would really like to wear a hat, but not allowed. But this is lovely. Heather, you did an incredible job. Oh, Matt's here. Hi, Matt.
Hey,
Hope you're
Matt.
doing well. Hi. So yes, Heather, you did a phenomenal job. And yes, I am delighted with the purchase. And I'm glad that the proceeds could help some kitties and puppies and other animals that need some help and support. So like I said, I am delighted to help. And Heather, if you're going to be doing another one of the charity live streams, I would be more than happy to participate if you would like to have me on. And I think it's overall a great, great thing. Hello, Maureen. Hello, Linda. You know, so nice. Thank you. And it's got a great texture to it too. You know, it's very, very soft, and it's it's not too lacy and it's not too dense. So I'm delighted. And so that's my happy mail for today. You know, little this, little that, little the other. And let me now go into exit solo mode. There we go. Hello again.
Hey.
Hello.
And that was such a great cause, and she did raise a decent amount of money for them. That yeah, I watched the video. I watched the live. Didn't comment a lot. I was working up some stuff, and plus I was dealing with happened to be at the pain doctor that day. But watching it and then seeing all the stuff that she was auctioning off, and then watching her follow up video about it, it was just amazing.
It's nice that we can, in our own little way, we can help contribute to something, and I think there are so many causes out there, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
where do you even start? you know you
Oh,
know
exactly.
save the polar ice cap, save the whales, save the puppies, save the children, save the national forests. It's like you lose the trees for the forest.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track of everything, but when a concerted effort is made and you can help contribute to it, sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've been asked, about, well, how do people pick causes or whatever? Just pick something that's near and dear to your heart. Like for
Yeah.
me, it's always going to be dementia awareness. June is always dementia awareness month, so June is when I put out a lot of things that are oriented for that, and in purples.
I'm sorry, and what?
In purples, because that's the color for dementia and Alzheimer's awareness. So I
Good
use a
to
lot of
know.
purples.
Just don't forget. I'm sorry. What color was that again? I'm sorry. That's my warped
I
sense of
get it.
humor. I'm sorry.
See, that's the thing. I know you, so I understand it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of my coworkers, he unfortunately he had a very bad accident with a drill, and
Mm.
it was his index finger that got seriously injured. So it looked like it looked almost like a hot dog bun of a bandage over his finger. I mean, it was like really, really bandaged, like to the nth degree. And so he was coming in to, say hi, but also explain why he wasn't going to be in for quite a while. And I'm like, it's okay. You didn't have to point it out to us, you know. And I'm like, dude, pencil sharpeners are for pencils, you know.
It's similar to, like, we have a friend who was in a bad motorcycle accident and lost his foot. And he texted Panda saying he's going to jump in the shower. I said, I'm like, be careful. You only have one foot.
Yeah. No, he would have to hop in the shower, or I said another two ones, which was if he was ever a dog, he would be a pointer, or if he was ever a plant, he would be a poinsettia.
Or
And
Panda was like, I want to make something for him. I was like, crochet him a pair of socks. That's just our humor with with
yeah.
our friend too.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like with things that are awkward or uncomfortable or whatever, you have two choices. One, you could get bummed out about it, or you could try to introduce some humor to it.
Yeah.
It's like either you laugh or you cry. Which is more fun for a person, laughing or crying? Just like self-deprecation. Yeah, you're making fun of yourself. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I do that with you.
Yeah.
We make fun of ourselves.
Yeah, we're good at that. We know ourselves the best, so we know our weak spots. But I mean, I have a dark sense of humor. I am not afraid to admit it. It's like the same sort of thing with like when I'm at work. It's like the majority of children annoy me to no end. I'll be the first to admit it. They do. They annoy me because they're loud, they're rude, they're rambunctious, like I don't need to have a child be like a little Stepford child and just like little robotic, perfect little person, but like just, be chill. Use your indoor voice. Don't run around screaming and carrying on and so on and so forth. Just chill,
Yeah.
And sometimes, like when a child is very well mannered, I pull the parent aside and I'm like, thank you. You're doing a great job. Please keep it up. You need to be acknowledged. Thank you. Best example I can give, when I was working at Michael's, there was this little boy. He was single digits. He was young. Okay. He was very, very young. And he came over to me and he's like, excuse me, but could you please help me find something? I'm like, are you Tiny Tim? Um, like
Please,
he was
sir, some
can I have some
more.
more? He was adorable. He was absolutely adorable, and he was very well mannered. And then so I helped him find what he was looking for. And then when I was done, he said, "Thank you very much, kind sir."
That's a kid with manners.
I was like, "Holy shimoles!" So then I found the mother, and I'm like, "You get a gold star." Thank you. He is delightful, um, and it blew me away. It still is an anecdote that I tell often because it really, really made an impression with me, I was just very much taken aback, but in a good way. And so then, I see other kids where they're just running around like little
Hooligans.
animals, and it's very disheartening. And then so my coworkers, they know that like when there's a bunch of kids running around, they're like, oh God, Craig's gonna flip out over this one. And I'm like, no, kids are great. Add a little bit of asphalt and they make awesome speed bumps.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's rare to find a child or a kid these days that actually have, it's like the yes sir, no sir, pardon me sir, and
I would
just,
settle with a please and thank you. I don't even need the
or even
sir.
that, yes. Or I had one the other day. I was walking into a store that opened the door and held it for me, and I'm like, okay, this is weird,
Mm.
but okay.
Yeah. It's refreshing, it's really refreshing. Or the other comment that I make sometimes is when, there are like hellspawn running around in the library, and they're like, oh God, Craig's not going to be happy with this. And I'm like, no, kids are great. A little bit of garlic, some shallots, some paprika, a little bit of olive oil, chef's kiss. That's just my humor. I'm not serious. It's just my sense of humor. Just a light searing on both sides, and they're awesome. Yeah, it's my humor. It's dark. Um, but I don't know. I guess it's one of those things that like you're getting old when you find yourself using the expression "these kids today," or the music is too loud, everybody drives too fast.
Or the mufflers are too loud, and you're like, is that necessary?
Yeah, no, that's guilty. I totally say that myself. It's like, does the next town need to hear what you have on the radio? I'm an old soul. I think I was born at the age of 35. I don't know.
Right? It's like, does the water in my stomach need to be vibrating because your bass is that loud?
I can feel my retinas dislodging.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of retinas dislodging, yeah, the story that I'm currently reading in the books of blood, hashtag not sponsored. Um, it's called Jacqueline S. Her Will and Testament. It's messed up. It's messed up. I'm not going to give no spoilers, but I mean, I tell you, I've been reading the short stories in this book. If physical horror, like body horror, grosses you out, don't read it. It doesn't bother me. but oh my God, it's extremely graphic and visceral. Fiber Jazz, hello. Um, yeah, it's like very, very visceral, graphic body horror. This one story in particular, it's like, I didn't know that was possible. Um, you know, it's really good though. I've been reading the Books of Blood. Just before that, I was reading Interview with the Vampire. After the Books of Blood, volumes 1 through 3, I was thinking about reading Lestat the Vampire, and then maybe reading books. I think it's 4 through 6 of the Books of Blood. It's 2 separate volumes. I don't know. I still haven't finished the Interview with the Vampire miniseries yet, season 1. Still haven't finished it yet. I've been going at an extremely slow pace. A zombie series and 7 books through in time travel. What's the series, Panda?
That's what he
That's
listens to
interesting.
all the time is zombie stuff, and it's just then I wonder why, during his sleep he's kicking me and
Actually, I had a really bad dream. Do you know the show Shameless?
Which one? US or
Um,
British?
the US
Okay. Yeah, I've watched both of them, but
with
they,
William H. Macy.
yeah.
I mean, I saw quite a few seasons of that. Now, in my dream, I was stuck in their house.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it was way worse because instead of there just being like 5 of them, there was more like a dozen. It was like the same. It was like the same house and the same like original
Well,
like people, but there
least
was
it
like
wasn't
that
the
many more of them.
Malkovich's house.
I'm sorry.
At least it wasn't the Malkovich's house, because that house was filthy. The Malkoviches, oh my gosh, the boyfriend of the gay kid.
Oh, you mean I think it was Malkovich?
Milkovich.
Because I'm like
Yes.
I'm like John
Not Malkovich.
Malkovich.
Milkovich.
Okay, you mean Mickey?
Yes. Yes, Mickey. I see it's been a while since I've watched it, but yes. That
Yeah,
house was filthy.
yeah, but no, like it was just the fact that it was just like there was like a dozen people, and
There's
I
too
was I
many.
was yes, and I was stuck in there, and it was just. And yes, Matt, I have seen Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Which
Yes,
gay man hasn't?
exactly. I mean, ping pong balls will never be looked at the same way again. Um, if that is the movie, right? The ping pong balls.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
I'm not going to go into the detail of what the ping pong balls were doing, but Zombie Road.
That's the name of the
Interesting.
book series, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have to look into that. I used to read some of True Blood. Um, Yeah, I haven't read Zombie Road. Oh, and also I might be getting Necroscope, Matt. I might be getting that one as well. I don't know yet. I'm working on it. Um, but what
But
else?
see,
What else? What else?
I watched both versions of Shameless, the US version and the British version, which the British
Hmm.
one came first. The first season mirror each other. But then the second season of the British version goes a different route than the US version does.
Okay. In what way?
Just way different route. Like Fiona leaves at the end of the first season on the British version. And we never see her
I'm
again.
sorry, I have to interrupt you. Carmen, the birdcage. I pierced the toast. You have to smear it on. You have to smear it on. Yeah. I'm sorry. You know, oh, I scraped the A and the S off of his aspirin tablets. There's his Pirin tablets, yes. I scraped the A and the S off, yes. I'm sorry, I had to. It's like if you talk about Mrs. Doubtfire, I have to go, well, hello! Oh, Euphigenia Doubtfire here. Oh, I must look like a Yeti in this getup. I'm melting like a snow cone in Phoenix. I'm sorry, I digress. You were saying before I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, they just after the first season in the British version, Fiona leaves. She didn't meet that criminal kid guy. I can't think of his name. And she just
Oh, the
left.
guy
You
with
never see her
the
again.
car thief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you never see her again.
Oh. Which actually might have been better off for her in the American series.
I always fast forwarded through the Fiona episodes.
She had her ups and her downs. They all did. I mean, like,
Hers was just, oh
what's his
my
face?
gosh.
Carl went from being a nightmare to a fairly stand-up person at one point. Like he did the gamut. He tried to be gangsta, and then he went into the military, and like
No, he didn't
he
go.
ran.
Carl didn't go to the military. Carl went to the police academy and became a cop.
You mean in the UK version?
No, U.S. version. You're the one that went to the military was
No,
the
no.
gay
He
boy.
no. Carl did go into military school.
Oh, military school.
Yeah,
I didn't
like
hear the school part.
ROTC. Oh, like
Yes.
ROTC. No, it
Yeah.
was Ian. No, he did go into the military under his brother's name,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
stole a helicopter and became a go-go dancer. And yeah,
Bipolarness got him.
and then you had Lip, who ran the whole gamut of alcoholism and then getting sober and trying to do the right thing and helping out his professor.
And then being involved with a cougar.
It happens. It happens. The Vampire Knitting Club series. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Sounds up my alley. Who's I did want to start reading some of the Enola Holmes books, actually. Hello, Soul Babe. Enola is the sister of Sherlock Holmes.
I've only seen what Netflix did on it.
Yeah, I mean, when Enola Holmes, the movie came out, I thought it was actually going to be a miniseries, but it was just a movie. It had the feeling that it could have been a miniseries.
Well, I just wanted to see more Henry Cavill.
Who was he again?
Superman. He played in the Enola Holmes movie. I believe he played. Actually, was he Sherlock?
I don't know. I mean, I remember he was handsome. Because I was hoping that you weren't going to be referring to the Marquise, because he was ridiculous.
Yeah,
the guy who loved flowers.
Henry Cavill played Sherlock Holmes in the Enola Holmes.
And then her other brother, what was his name? Percival or something?
Mycroft,
thank you. He was obnoxious as all get out. And I loved the caricature that she drew of him. And also, of course, I love Helena Bonham Carter. Love her.
Too. Like one second. I gotta remember her name because I'm not good with remember people actresses and actors' names.
That's fine.
She played. Oh, what is her name?
Bellatrix Lestrange.
No,
in the Harry Potter
TV
movies.
series that I'm looking for. Claire Foy. Claire Foy is the only reason I watched the first 2 seasons of The Crown, and then when the 3rd season came out, the only reason I watched the 3rd and 4th season was because Helen Bonham Carter.
Well, I think my favorite role, I mean, one could say that she was incredible in Alice in Wonderland as the Red Queen. Well, sorry, no, not the Red Queen, the Queen of Hearts. She did a phenomenal job in that. But there was so much CGI in that movie. I mean, I think it was well done, but there's just so much CGI in that movie, and it had absolutely nothing to do with the book other than the character names and the location. It had plot line, nothing to do with the book. I think my favorite with her is Sweeney Todd, where she plays Mrs. Lovett.
Yes. She's just great at what she does, though.
She is.
Even from playing Lestrange to Princess Margaret to you just name it. She can run the gambit.
Yes, she can. And that's why I think,
And she
she's in
knits.
with Johnny Depp so much because they both can run the gamut.
And she knits in real life. So
Even better. Yeah, just her as Mrs. Lovett, talking about like what is in different pies. Oh, it's a priest. Had a little bit of priest. It's just or when she's talking about how business is rough and she's like smacking roaches with a rolling pin. She's got it.
yes.
She's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it. um, I don't know if she's Venus, but she's just an incredible actress. Seriously, yes, she is an all-around actress. Gosh, hawk, definitely.
And
Hello, Vicky.
she can do a lot of expression just with her face.
Wasn't that how you do it?
And well, no, it's just she can communicate. Like a lot of actor and actresses really can't communicate really well unspokenly with just their face. She can.
K-Craft, it's Clive Barker. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. She's just, I don't know. I think she's perfect.
She
Next,
emotes.
yes, she's my second favorite actress. My first, and will always be my crush, Mariska Hargitay.
Marissa Haggerty?
Mariska.
Mariska. Refresh my memories.
Olivia Benson from Law and Order SVU.
Oh, wait, she's the tough as nails one who always is like grinding sex predators into the ground. She's like,
Yes.
You knew what you were doing. Right?
Yes.
Like that was a 12-year-old girl. What did you think you were doing? Yeah, she's
the series lead.
She grinds perps like used cigarettes into the sidewalks. She just, yeah, I would say she plays strength. That is her thing. She plays strength. Whereas I would say with Helena Bonham Carter, she plays sort of like poisonous whimsy.
Yeah, almost like Poison Ivy.
Like she could be, like pretty but poisonous. You know what I mean? Like she could kill you with a smile, but in a good way, if that makes any sense.
Like ever since whenever they came out with, when they did the Poison Ivy in the Batman movies, I pictured her in that role. Because Poison Ivy was supposed to be pretty and snare, you do all that. I just picture her. She could play it perfectly.
Yeah, I need to interrupt you for a second. Yeah, Angel, I'm taking, well, these are all mini hanks, so I can just wrap the mini hank around my forearm like this. Like with the really big hanks, yeah, I need to use like either a yarn swift or 2 chairs. But with these, I could just, take these little mini hanks because it looks like this initially, so I could just do it like this really easy. But yeah, with the bigger skeins, yeah, break out the chairs or get an unsuspecting family member to stand there like this for however long. Right?
Right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or just put it on your feet, spread your legs.
This is a family-friendly show.
I knew you were gonna go there. Why did I even think of that?
Well, there's a great
No.
YouTuber. I absolutely love him. His name is Ragical. Ragical I think it's Ragical the Unhallowed Knight. He's hysterical. He's absolutely hysterical. He's not knitting or crocheting or anything like that. No, he does sort of mocking heckler commentary on police body cam videos.
Mm.
And he's hysterical. The way he roasts these idiots who decide to drive drunk. And he's like, oh, now you get to do the walk of shame, And he's like, oh, I've got music for that, and you could do the dance of dip blobbery. Like, like I'm not going to say his curse words, but the way he does it, it's actually really, really funny. And I would totally check him out if I were you guys, because he's hysterical. If you can deal with foul language, he's hysterical. I don't use it on my channel because I try not to go that route, but
Yeah,
it's
same here.
hysterical. And he's like, but he always says, "What are you talking about? I run an effing fuck, an effing family-friendly show here. So excuse me." Um, but he does that all the time.
Oops.
It's funny. Yes, and I'm blushing too now. Pardon me. Oh wait, Panda says, Craig, I know you're doing BG3 in your game channel. I don't know if you're into D&D, but a hilarious podcast is Dungeons and Daddies. Oh. You should take a listen. It's hilarious. I probably should.
There's a knit and crochet tiger was asking you a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When you get Lion Brand Pound of Love, does it knot up if you roll it into a ball while you're rolling it? I love Lion Brand Pound of Love, but I have to roll it to use it.
You know what? It can be hit or miss. To be perfectly honest, it could be hit or miss, because what I usually do is I do grab it from the center and I work from that. Depending upon the project, I will ball up or do center pull cakes on my cake winder, all of it before actually using it. Sometimes it is some serious yarn barf, and like you try to pull out the center strand and you end up like gutting the entire skein because it's all tangled on the inside. It happens. Does it happen all the time? Certainly not. Does it happen more often than not? No, but it does happen. Group of terrible dads on a mission to rescue their kidnapped kids. Okay, well, no, it sounds funny. Yes, Kristen, I almost said it. I didn't actually say it, for the record. I almost did. I didn't say it. I almost did. I'm trying to I'm trying to maintain my integrity here, but still be entertaining at the same time. It's a fine line. But yes, on Baldur's Gate 3, if any of you are familiar with Baldur's Gate 3, it is such a good game. I've been playing it on my other YouTube channel, Fiber Spider Games. It is a role-playing game like Dungeons and Dragons, and you have all sorts of characters. The character that I created, he's a wood elf, and he's a druid, and I can turn into a variety of different animals. And I also have companions with me. One of them, he's a rogue, so he's a bit of a trickster, and he's also a vampire, and his name is Astarion, and he is handsome, and he's witty, and he's snarky, and he's a little bit bitchy, and I love him. And I was able to romance him, and I was so happy. It's like, what, if I don't have anything going on in my real life, I can live vicariously through a video game, okay? And I had the nudity turned off, but there was still just a smidgen of nudity, and thank God for the leaves of tree branches that were strategically placed, because there was a little bit of romancing going on, but it was tasteful. It was nice. And in my last episode that I filmed that hasn't been published yet, I got the stuffing beaten out of me. I was trying to do a mission and I failed miserably. Panda says Astarion is sexy. Yes, he is. He's got this absolutely delicious English accent, and he's just very slinky and sneaky and suave, and like you wouldn't trust him, to save yourself, but he's fun. He's a very, 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 very fun character. And I'm up to episode, I want to say 30 or 40 something. Coley, I'm glad that we can make you laugh. We do what we can. But I've been having so very much fun with that game. There's one coming out soon. Yes, he is very debonair, Panda. There's a game coming out called Atomfall, which it takes place in England. And there was an apocalyptic type event that happened in the 1960s in England. and that's the setting of the game, sort of like the aftermath. And so it's sort of like 1984 or Fallout meets We Happy Few, you know. So it looked interesting. Craig, glad to see your first live. Big congrats. Actually, this isn't my first live. This is the first live that I've done with an actual guest on. So thanks to Michael, and Russ was on earlier. Let's see, got to check out Ashes of Creation when it drops. I haven't heard of that one, Panda. There's another one. It's called, I think, it's something along the lines of like don't light a fire or something like that. It's like this huge open world environment, fantasy, role-playing game type thing. It looks incredible. Yes, Grammy, welcome to the live. There's so many games, so little time.
Yeah,
Sorry?
Joe, when me and Panda first met in like 2001, that's when Baldur's Gate came out on, I want to say PlayStation. And we used to play the heck out of it.
No, I mean, I'm only familiar with the third one, but it's gorgeous. The graphics, the dialogue, the voice acting, the story, it's incredible. It's really, really, really good. Are you familiar with Little Nightmares?
No.
No? There's this like little creepy girl wearing a raincoat. Her name is Six, and there are all these other sort of like creepy things. It's sort of like a side-scrolling survival type game. They've already done 2 of them. The third one's coming out. I'm very much excited about that one.
I haven't played games in gosh knows how long. I just don't have the time.
It's a
as
great
much as
release.
I want to. I just don't have the time. I'm always, yeah.
I understand, but you need a cathartic release. That's what you need. You need a cathartic release. You know, you need to like do something for you. You know, that like excuse me, you need to spend some time doing something that isn't constructive. Trust me. Trust me.
It is a release for me, though.
No. You are still a pent-up ball of anxious energy. I know you.
No. Okay.
Yeah, you know better than to argue. No, like there's another great one that I've been playing. It's Days Gone. I mean, that one's a riot. I mean, it's like if you need to get out like some pent-up anger, it's awesome because it's just, you know, dealing with hordes of these infected mutant zombie type things. You know, it's great for that. Quiet Place looks cool. Baldur's Gate 2 we played. Drizzt Do'Urden?
Do'Urden.
No, I don't know that one. Do not know that one. I mean, of course, also I played Skyrim like multiple times.
Oh, yeah. I've done that with a million mods. And
well, the best mod is unlimited carry capacity.
I do a lot of it just like housing mods.
Well, there's a Hobbit hole that's absolutely gorgeous, and it's completely furnished, and it's stunning. It's really stunning. You know, it's like Bilbo could totally live there. I am playing Matt. I am playing Diablo 4 right now. Fable. I think Fable is only on Xbox, which I do not have. Yeah, I don't have that. I only have PlayStation. Now. Well, I don't have a computer at all. Necro. If you mean Necromancer. That's okay, Fuzzy Butt. No problem. Love your moniker, by the way.
Right?
No, just balling up yarn. Okay, Matt, what are you talking about? You keep screaming Necromancer, Necro.
In Diablo.
Actually, in Necromancer, I'm playing as a rogue right now because I love projectile weaponry. Um, I'm all about sniping things from afar. I mean, necromancers are cool, don't get me wrong. It's nice to have sort of undead minions following you around. Um, Kismet, it's exactly like Yahtzee. No, I don't know that one.
Never played it.
There's another one. It's called Clever Dice, but it also has like a German name. Um, and it's like a series of them. Those are supposed to be good, although I haven't played them myself. There's a lot of games, a lot of games that I have that I haven't shown on the channel yet. A lot of games that I, would like to still get. But yeah, I've got quite a few of them. They're like potato chips. You can't have just one.
Well, it's before I started my YouTube channel, that's what I would take after every project I would do. I would play a game. So my Steam library is pretty decent. And I like more of strategy, historical, like that strategy, medieval games. So I've got, Crusader Kings 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or yeah. Or is it 3? One of the three.
Matt, thank you so much. Thank you.
And a lot of builder games.
Have you ever heard of the Bloody Inn?
No.
No? It's hard to get your hands on. Because I've tried, but it's been like out of print. And to me, it reminds me in a way of Sweeney Todd, in a way. Because you are an innkeeper, and the object of the game is to murder some of your guests for their money, and get rid of the corpses before the cops find out. And it has like a very dark comedy element to it. But yeah, that one I've been trying to get my hands on. Unalives.
Oh, there's a game on Steam, a zombie game he's talking about, but you play a bitten mother who is trying to get her child situated before she unalives.
I do know of that one. I think Mad Morph. I think that Mad Morph has done a playthrough of that. Mad Morph, he's got an awesome gaming YouTube channel. He also has such a beautiful accent. Fiber Jazz, thank you so much. So very sweet of you. Thank you. You guys always know that you guys know my motto. I expect nothing, but I appreciate everything. So much obliged. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's not the reason why I do the lives, but it's a really nice it's a really nice acknowledgement, and I really appreciate it, you guys. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate it, Rebecca. Thank you. Who's Whatsies? Yeah, I do know of that game. There's one that I really want to get my little mitts on, but it's not on PS5 or 4 or any of those anyway right now. It's called Tiny Glade. It's not so much of a game as it is more of a meditative landscape builder, if you will. Like you can build little buildings and you can change the terrain, and it's like a three-dimensional, like little home builder. Like if you want to like build a castle or a cottage and just, have like a little calm meditative moment about it. It looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and very simple and intuitive to play. Like much more calm than playing like with Legos. But I would love to get my hands on that. What?
One that I was addicted to, I say before I started my channel, was called Furthest Frontier. It's a medieval, literally town builder. You start out with like 7 people, and you got to start growing your town, building the houses, and just. That's the type of stuff I like. I don't really care for this pew pew pew, lightning bolts out my backside,
Careful. Yeah. Well, there is one. It's Not Dragon Age. It just came out, and you're like in the Middle Ages. I want to say like Deliverance or something.
Not what is it
It
called?
just came out. It's the sequel that just came out, and you're in the Middle Ages, and you like play like a knight or a squire, whatever, and you have to battle with swords and bows and arrows and stuff.
Kingdom
And
Come to Deliverance.
thank you. Um, um, so that one is very popular right now. I heard that the combat system in that is kind of fiddly, but what can you do?
Yeah.
But yeah, Atom Fall, I'm really looking forward to. But I mean, just playing Baldur's Gate 3, that's going to keep me busy for a long time because I'm still in chapter 1. Oh, yeah, yuck it up. Yeah, I'm in chapter 1 still, and I've got a lot more to do. Um, uh, well, I'm taking it slow. I'm trying to get as much out of it as I can. Like I like if there's a side quest, I'm going for it. I'm leaving no stone unturned. I'm exploring everywhere on the map, and I'm already, I want to say like a level 5,
I
which
haven't played that one. I mean, I wanted to get it, but it was just like I don't know. I see the pricing for PC on Steam, and I'm just like, wait for
Matt,
it to go on
Dragon's
sale.
Lair is pure rage quit material. I mean, that was the game that stole people's life savings in the arcade. It was like $1 each play, and it was a timing based game, and it was Don Bluth and his evil fantasy animation skills that made a game. It was rage quit material. I'm sorry. You were saying about the computers. I keep getting
No,
sidetracked.
no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
You're fine. I was done.
I'm sorry. So you were saying about getting a computer?
No, no, no. I was talking because for PC, I was wanting to get thought about getting Baldur's Gate 3, but it's the price of it. I just can't like justify because that thing rarely ever goes on sale on Steam.
Well, how much is it on Steam?
I don't know what it is right now. I haven't looked in quite a while.
I mean, my guess would probably be in the 50-60 range.
It's not even on here now.
No. Balder, or yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you spell it. I don't think it's like BAU. I think it's
Oh, there it
BA
is, 59.
59. That's, honestly, for that game, I would say that's fair. Okay, Stuff and Giggles. Thank you so much, Stuff and Giggles. See, that's the thing. I always have to, like, when I'm at work or on here, I have to say, well, for Stuff and Giggles. So thanks.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you gotta.
I love your moniker. I do. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I'm refraining from saying it. That's all. But yeah, for a game like Baldur's Gate 3, $60, you're getting your money's worth. Seriously. I mean, I understand it is an expense, but
Mhm.
for the expense though, it's not some cheesy thing that you end up essentially playing the same level over and over again with a different skin on it. Like
Yeah.
it's really good. It's very in depth, and I mean, I've been playing it now for months on and off, and
Oh,
I haven't even
yeah,
scratched the
yeah.
surface. And if you ever get it, we could play together.
Is it cross-platform?
I think it is, or they're working on it so that it can be.
Ooh.
Yeah. See, yeah. We could be in the same party.
They will.
And we can vie for the affection of Astarion, but he's polyamorous, so he wouldn't care.
There was.
From what I understand, like if you romance Gale, and then go after somebody else, he gets offended. But if you go after Astarion and romance somebody else, he doesn't care. He's like, okay, darling, have fun.
There was a game. It's called well, I can't even talk cross-platform too. Elder Scroll Online, ESO.
Okay, I know of it, but I never played. I never played the online version.
I liked it to a point. There was just some point. Like I don't really care for magic-y stuff.
Well, the thing is that with Baldur's Gate, you could go strictly like bows, arrows, swords, and so forth. Ola Joe. Oh, thank you so much. You guys have been so sweet to me tonight. Thank you, thank you. Seriously. So sweet. Thank you. Mm. Such kindness from all of you tonight, all around, having good peoples on, my panel and good peoples in the chat. Thank you. Oh, Dorothy, I love everything about you, Fiber Spider. You're so incredibly talented and inspiring, and I love all your makes. Don't ever change. You're the kind of man I would love for a son-in-law. Do you have a son? Thank you. Well, it's funny. Okay, ladies, if you're looking for a good cologne, for that guy in your life, that apparently ladies will like, because I have gotten a lot of comments. Let's see, wait. Goshawk says, totally off topic. The gentleman who was here earlier doing a blanket, what stitch or pattern, what was he doing? Was it the open block corner to corner that Russ was doing?
That's
open
what
block.
Doing.
Yeah. So sorry. There's a cologne that I got. It's by a brand called Cremo, Cremo, and it is blue cedar and cypress. It's not expensive. You get a decent sized bottle. I want to say it was maybe $30 for a decent sized bottle, and it smells so good. And the thing is that I've gotten so many compliments from ladies. They're like, "Ooh, that's nice." It's like, and the thing is it's not usually some dude is gonna be like, "Dude, you smell good." You're not gonna get that out in public.
You're not.
But it's like I've gotten easily half a dozen ladies. They're like, so it's like, and the price is right. It was really not expensive. I found it on Amazon. # not sponsored, but
we like Acquadigio because it smells different. Like when he wears it, I smell. Oh my gosh! I smell that fruity chew gum.
Okay. Juicy fruit?
It. Yes, juicy fruit. That's what I smell when he wears it.
Okay.
I don't know what he smells when I wear it, but
Panda, tell us what does he smell? What does he smell like?
My other go-to is cool water.
Okay. There's another one that I did you just call me Juicy Fruity? No, Juicy Fruit the gum. Oh my.
Hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary. Hi. That's okay. Infinitely Zero.
Hi,
no problem.
Nessa.
Hi. We're just talking about colognes. Don't ask us why.
We've been all over the spectrum today.
Oh yes, we're taste the rainbow, Skittles. Gary, not Gary. Panda. What does Michael smell like when he's wearing that? And what'd you call it again?
Acquadigio.
Acquadigio. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a type of Italian mustard. Acquadigio in your grocery aisle. Acquadigio. Yes, the
It's been
next
a
YouTube name.
while. It's been a while since we've had it because, like, when we first started wearing it back 23 plus years ago, it was cheap. It was Walmart. Literally, they didn't have to lock it up. And that so it was like $12 or not even that. Now it's like $60-$70.
Michael smells like a bowl of sunshine and puppies on Christmas morning. Aww.
I guess I'm not in the doghouse.
I guess not. No, that's so cute. Um, uh, Also another one that I've been using, it's a brand called Viking Revolution. It's the name is far more butch than I am, I know. But one of them is sandalwood, which is nice, and the other one is called Majestic Oud, like OUD. And that one, they're both like very earthy. Um, yeah, more than $50 a bottle is ridiculous. So yeah, I go with the cheap stuff, you know. I'm fine with that. Um, you know,
Well,
I don't need some like ridiculous Calvin Klein,
yeah.
Dior. Like, no, I'm good with no frills. It's like I don't have anybody to impress. I just want to smell nice. Hi,
Well,
Sasha.
at one of his jobs, he just got to where it was like there was no point in wasting the nice cologne, so it was always go get me a bottle of Axe or not Axe. What's that other one?
Double pits to chesty. That's Axe.
No, it was a squirt bottle.
Oh,
Uh,
I know. It looks like almost like a Windex bottle.
yeah,
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
and there was a certain one that he liked. So Bod, the Bod, BOD,
Bodman spray.
because it was either where he worked at. It kind of stunk. So it was a prison.
No, well, yeah, that'll do it. Well, I mean, then you need like a nosegay or uh the old plague doctor masks.
Oh yes, the
It looks
Cologne.
like a crow with like two huge lenses for eyes and a huge beak. They would put incense in the beak.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole point of the beak. And yeah, they looked terrifying. The irony though about plague doctors, I saw a documentary on them. Plague doctors were actually spreaders of the
Yeah.
plague. That's the irony, because they were visiting all of these various plague sufferers, and the fleas would jump onto the garments of the plague doctor, and then the plague doctor would spread around the plague
Oh
inadvertently.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because obviously they didn't understand how diseases worked back then. Um, it's like trying to cure a hemophiliac with bloodletting. It's like, yeah, no.
Well, trying to cure anything with bloodletting
Yeah, well, I mean, they still do.
or the humors.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. Your humors are out of a line.
See,
Let's drain you 5 pints.
I do watch a lot of history stuff.
Medieval Madness is also a good YouTube channel for that sort of thing.
I watch like Chronicles, and there's another medieval one that I watch a lot of. I love when they go into castles and tell you the history of the castles.
If
Uh,
Lisa, if you mean Helena Bonham Carter was Ophelia in Hamlet, she would be perfect as Ophelia. You know, somebody who's like insane that nobody believes. Yeah, that would.
Did you see what Gary said? I like the smell of baked goods, but I cannot imagine dabbing a Danish behind the ears. Oh.
Oh man, Gary smells like cinnamon buns. There are worse things to smell like than cinnamon buns.
Right?
There are far worse things. It's like pickled herring. I'd rather smell like cinnamon buns.
I'm a sucker for cinnamon buns, though. I love cinnamon buns.
Well, the easiest rendition you could possibly do would be get some crescent rolls, and you could do some cinnamon buns up that way. They're so stupid easy. Bath and Body Works. They used to have some good stuff at Bath and Body Works. Like Juniper Breeze wasn't bad, but they had so much floral stuff there. I worked there for a while at Bath and Body Works. It was a hellscape. It was bad.
I can't
I
do
had the
anything
worst
floral.
headaches. I had absolutely the worst headaches working there because of all the smells. And I would get home from work, and my mom would be like, "Shower now. You reek. You absolutely reek." And I'm sure I did. It was the worst job. We were the last ones in the entire mall to get out at night because we had to restock the store every night. And we had to go through the back of another store to get to our stock room. And none of the boxes were labeled, so we had to search and hunt for everything. It was a nightmare. It was like the worst job. And of course, I was there during the Mother's Day rush. It was bad. It was really bad.
All those like floral and outdoorsy smelling ones, they mess with my sinuses big time, and 9 times out of 10 set me off into sinusitis.
I mean, I like, like sandalwood, patchouli, clove, cedar. I like the earthy, musky type smells, like sandalwood and patchouli are like my favorites, or anything with like an evergreen type of thing going on. But like my mom, she just recently did like an aromatherapy class at the library, and she got some lavender scented stuff. She loves lavender. And I'm like, great. So you smell like a stinky old lady. Yay.
Yeah.
There's also this really, well, no, what's worse is there's this flower. I think it's a hyacinth. It starts off as a bulb, and you keep it in like a glass vase, and then you just keep it in the vase with water, and then it blooms, and it grows like this huge long stalk with all these flowers on it. It reeks. It's like sickly sweet, like a funeral home. It's bad. It's like cloying, like worse than honeysuckle. But I would say I think it might be hyacinth or chrysanthemum. It's just like yeah. Yeah. No, I'm very, very sensitive to that stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, there is one that I've been lighting a bit here and there. It is Midnight Forest. It's one of the Ashland candles from Michaels. These are like, I want to say regularly priced, like maybe $3 or $4, which is a really good price. Where if you go to like Yankee, one of these size, it's like 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I used to go to Yankee, and like this is ridiculously expensive. But then, yeah, Michaels, they have a constant rotation of scents for the seasons all the time, and they smell just fine. They burn nicely, and they are cheap. They are very, very inexpensive. And they come out with, some of them are similar throughout the seasons, but I'm not like into the ones like Sugar Cookie and Sugar Plum and that sort of thing. Like maybe a clean.
That makes me hungrier.
Like I don't want to smell it. I want to eat it.
Don't give me sugar cookies in cream candle. I want the real sugar cookies.
Exactly. But it's like, if it's like, fresh linen, or like I could go as far as vanilla as being a scented candle.
I won't even go that far.
I could go as far as vanilla, but past that, it's like, no, I don't want to smell a birthday cake. I want to eat the birthday cake. Okay.
The one I have in here right now is salted sea spray. I can deal with that one. And
Michael's
lavender.
got the nose of a blood. Do you have the nose of a bloodhound?
Yes, I can tell when somebody's been here if I was gone. I can tell anything. I just know how my house is supposed to smell.
So were you A drug sniffing dog in a former life.
I guess. And VJ, I love Alton Brown. Alton Brown. There we go. That guy. His show was awesome.
Not
Good eats.
familiar. Not
He's
familiar with that.
good eats. Like he broke down why you're doing what you're doing and how you're doing it. The science of food. But yeah, I can tell. I could like I don't let the dogs in the room. I didn't like to, but Taz, whenever he was still here, would always be here. But I could tell when they've been in my room. I can tell. I can just anything. I don't know why. I just know how my house is supposed to smell.
There are worse talents to have. Can't stand food smell in the house or in restaurants. And then how do you go to a restaurant if you can't stand a food smell? Can't do buffets anymore. Places not well ventilated. Wow. Stupid how good his nose is. Well, again, there could be worse things, you know. But I mean, I used to love going to buffets. I haven't been to one really since like before COVID.
Yeah, we haven't either.
I mean, the last one that I did go to, it was a Mongolian grill buffet, which was okay. I thought it was overpriced for what it was. It was kind of neat because you would like choose all of the stuff that you wanted, you bring it to the person, and then they would like grill it up like hibachi style in front of you, which was kind of cool. But if you didn't go with like a ravenously huge appetite, you were wasting your money.
See, we used to have those back when I was stationed in Japan in 96, 97, and at the E Club every Sunday night, because the UFC was on, every Sunday night they would do Mongolian barbecue night. You pay, I think it was like $5, and you just loaded your plate with all the meats and vegetables and stuff, and then handed it over. $5, all you can really eat. Shoot, yes.
Well, this was like 4 times that. It was like $20.
But this is also 1996,
I know,
1997.
but that 4 times. I mean, that's a crazy bit of inflation there. But you know, before that, there was a place not too terribly far from me, and it was like a Chinese buffet, and they also had sushi. Ah, I love sushi. And even though, yeah, it's a buffet and there's sushi, you're like, I never had any problem. And so, like, my tactic was I would always get like a full plate of sushi, a full plate of like normal regular Chinese food stuff, and then I might have some more sushi after that. Then I would get a plate of dessert. You know, I'm like, you know, I'm getting my money's worth. I'm gonna bring a book. I'm just gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna eat. I'm not gonna wait for somebody to be like, no, it's like, no, I'm gonna enjoy myself. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we don't eat fish.
It's like the only time in which I actually do.
But see,
Aside
up
from
there
like,
you get fresher than what we would get in where we're at.
well, I mean, also, I mean, I do eat tuna fish. You know, it counts. If the place is too loud, that bugs me too. Yeah, that's why I don't go to a lot of places either, because I don't deal well with a lot of environment noise. I don't deal well. I really don't deal well with that at all. I get very uncomfortable. I would rather cook for myself in the quiet of my own kitchen than go out to a noisy place and just feel like, yeah, because there's like TVs on every wall, all of them playing something different. And then people are talking loud to go over the sound of the TVs, and you just,
You're almost turning into a sports bar-ish.
yeah, it's not my vibe. It's not my Jimmy Jam. You know, yeah, the noise.
Yeah, shiz and giggles. That's my nose.
If a mosquito farted, that's an interesting image. Giggles. That's a very interesting image. If a mosquito farted. Okay.
Hi, Tammy. Right.
Oh man, this has been a very interesting chat.
Oh,
That's
oh, Joe. Her mind went
seafood,
south when
ceviche,
about the whole fish comment.
ceviche, certain fish for sushi. Wonder what a mosquito fart sounds like. I I would hate to even try to attempt it. I don't know.
Yeah, I like to enjoy the food. I like to enjoy the conversation.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's why so many bad couplings. That's the nice way of putting it. Start at like a bar. So it's like it's really dark, so you can't see them. It's really loud, so you can't hear them, and you're intoxicated, and you end up going home with that person. It's like
Yeah.
you can't hear them, you can't see them, and your judgment is clouded. It's an overall
Right.
recipe for disaster, right? Think about it. Absolutely think about it. It's like what good could possibly come from that? I don't know.
Yeah. Not fun.
No, no. That
Something
and
you need a
God
shot
forbid,
for the next morning.
well, God forbid there's some sort of like roofie thing going on. I mean that's still a thing, unfortunately. Never should have been, but yeah, it's still a thing. Um, yeah. Um, but no, oh God, I haven't been to a bar in maybe 20
Yeah.
years. It might have been like 20 years
It
ish.
that's yeah, it's
It's not
been
my scene.
at least I don't know, 2021. I think it was after COVID because I had knee surgery, so it had to be 2021,
I'm sorry.
2022.
Lisa says, I'm still stuck on Crash Bandicoot. You know what? Crash Bandicoot, oops. Crash Bandicoot is a rage quit game. So if you're playing that and you haven't given up yet, I give you credit. Okay. I give you plenty of credit. Like if any of you ever tried playing that game, I tried playing it on my channel. Oh, I was rage quitting. It is, after a while, it's like, unless if you're a complete masochist, it's just not fun.
Right.
You know. Actually, oh, there was a line from from the book that I'm currently reading, which was actually really funny in a way. It's dark. Ah, I found it. Um, she remembered the old joke. Masochist to sadist. Hurt me! For God's sake, hurt me! Sadist to masochist. No. It's like, oh, could that be any more perfect? It's like, it's like the irony. And yes, Spyro can be rage quitty, but no, Crash Bandicoot's way worse for rage quitting. Worse than that, have you ever heard of Cuphead? No. The animation for the game, it's sort of like Steamboat Willie era of
Mhm.
animation. It looks like an old school cartoon, and it's sort of like a bullet hell. Like there's all this stuff flying around trying to get you, and you have to like dodge and attack and so forth. But in the animation style of like the 1940s and 50s
Hmm.
thereabouts. And I've seen people freak out, throw their controllers, break their computers, like go absolutely bonkers on their stream, just screaming in agony and rage. Yeah,
Wow.
Cuphead. And I think they even might have done a sequel to it, actually, or a DLC to it. I'm like, yeah, do I really want to do that? Another one's called I Am Bread. You must have heard of I Am Bread. You're literally a slice of bread, and it's a large sort of 3D environment, and you have to move yourself by the corners of yourself, of the bread, and you have to move yourself across like an area, like the entire kitchen from point A to point B without getting dirty. So you can't touch the floor, and you can't go into any dirt or anything like that.
Wow.
And you have to eventually end up crawling and inching your way over to a toaster or another heat source and get toasted an appropriate amount. You can't burn yourself, but you have to get toasty, and that's how you beat the level. I've
Oh
seen
wow.
people I've seen people rage over that one too. It's very, 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 very hard. We've come a long way since Pac-Man.
Yeah, where we're playing bread and getting toasted.
Yeah, well, you know, uh, Infinitely Zero says, yes, my friend was playing I Am Bread on the PS4, drove me nuts. I was like, okay, that's enough. I don't like it. We played the geese simulation game, but that one gets me upset too. If you mean uh, the it was, I think it was like the something goose game or something like that. I mean, that one was great. I loved it. It was frustrating at times, but yeah, the goose game, it was absolutely hysterically cute. I mean, just the aesthetics were gorgeous. And it was very quirky and playful and cute, and they had had some problem solving in there. But yeah, it was the something goose game. I can't remember the exact title, or maybe it was like the Untitled Goose Game. Maybe something like that. Something like that. No, Pac-Man's cool. Ms. Pac-Man was better. The colors were better. It was the same game. Um, Two little lines on the telly when you play tennis. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Pong.
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 And you use the little roll
Mm-hmm.
dial knob.
Yeah. Or how about Centipede or Dig Dug? You know those, right?
Oh yeah.
You know. Oh, thank you, Infinitely Zero. I hope you're enjoying Baldur's Gate 3 because I'm loving that game. It's hard, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Um, yeah, the Atari. Well, I never had the Atari. I had um, I had the Commodore 64. My grandparents had the ColecoVision. And then like we had the the old original Nintendo that came with Duck Hunt and Mario Brothers, um,
That you had to
Jungle
blow
Hunt.
the
Yeah,
cartridge.
yeah, you had to blow in the cartridge and you had to push it down, and you couldn't save your game. So it's like if you wanted to beat the game, you had to like monopolize the TV for like 4 hours. With people being like, "All right, can I watch the news now?" No, I have to storm the castle. And then of course up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. Contra.
Yes. My
That was,
mom, she got us the Nintendo and with it was like what is it, Mario Brothers? It wasn't even Super, it was just Mario Brothers.
yeah.
We get up one night. I did to go use the restroom. Here she is, and
It's like, no, you're moving. They didn't have this. They didn't have the Nintendo Wii yet. Moving your hands around wasn't going to help you. Didn't have motion controls.
and then whenever the Sega Genesis came out with for
Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog, she
My dad would play the game sometimes. He was fun like that. He was really good at Tetris.
she was good at that. Tetris, Mario Brothers, all of them, and then of course Sonic.
Hang on one second.
And then when my mom discovered World of Warcraft.
Okay. I was just checking to see how much battery power I had left. Doing okay right now. Whatchamacallit? I don't know. I'm trying to think of like the ones that I really liked back on the old systems. Like as far as the Mario games, I loved Mario 2 and 3. Mario 2 because it was just the visuals were so different, and I loved playing as Princess Peach because she could like do a long like levitating jump.
Mm.
And then in 3, you could play as like the raccoon Mario, the Tanuki, and that I thought was always fun.
My favorite
But
game back then was Bionic Commando.
okay, you had like the grappling hook hand, yeah. I never got into Zelda though.
Me neither.
You know, back in the day, or Metroid. Never got into that neither. Um, uh, but yeah, I did like the Mario games. I never played like the Yoshi games so much. Dr. Mario, I really liked. You know, any sort of puzzly type game. You know, puzzly games I'm really into. Um, but you know, part of me would like to get the Switch because there are some games that are only available through Nintendo. But as far as streaming or like recording a video, like with the PS5, you can directly record the video on the PS5 and then directly upload the video from the PS5 onto your YouTube channel.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like a big selling point for me. Could do it with the PS4, can do it with the PS5, and you can have it's up to an hour long video. Now, I don't do any editing at all. So like what you see is what you get. So it's like if something bad happens, it's like, sorry. um,
Oopsie-doo.
yeah, oopsie doopsie, yes. But that's why I'm able to do like a video like every other day on that channel because I don't do any editing. You know, it's easier in that regard. It's also, I think, more genuine, as opposed to like a lot of quick cuts and editing and so forth. But yeah, with the Switch, you can't do that. Like you would have to record it on as like a separate drive and then upload it through a computer, blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't have the patience for that. I don't have the time, I don't have the patience, and I also don't have the money to get like that many more gadgets to be able to do
Yeah.
that sort of thing, you know? I mean, the PS5 alone is like, I want to say $500. You know, not cheap, but it's worth it though. It's a very good system. I will say that. Wild at Heart, yes. I think I was playing that. I'm pretty sure I played that, Wild at Heart. Cult of the Lamb is an awesome game.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Galaga.
Yeah, Cult of the Lamb, awesome game. You know, it's very cartoony, cute, but evil at the same time. It's like if Hello Kitty had a dark side, you know, it's the best way I could put it. Galaga, yes, of course I played Galaga. It was so much better than Galaxian. Like the fire rate on your gun was just so much better. Bard's Tale, I don't know if I know that one. Yes, very dark and evil and cute. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if Panda, if you haven't tried Cult of the Lamb, you have to. What was great about that though was that when I was playing it, I would have my viewers say if they wanted me to have like use their name as one of my cult members. So all of my viewers that were watching, I had them in the game as my little cult members. It was hysterical. Russ was always dissenting his character. He was always causing trouble, so I had to keep putting him in stocks, you know, like the head hole and the two hand holes, and he had to stand there in the stocks for the whole day because he was causing trouble in my cult.
Go figure.
Yeah,
I'll be right
yeah,
back.
right.
I gotta use the restroom again.
Okay. So yeah, it's funny because I have been just bawling yarn like there's no tomorrow. Um, let's see. Bard's Tale, the graphics are meh, but the guy does this dumb, funny, not politically correct jokes. Oh man, that's awesome. Yes, I have the little prison in my cult. Good. Yeah, Infinitely Zero. Yeah, you have to keep your cult members in line, otherwise all hell breaks loose. But yeah, I've been balling up my little mini Hanks, and yes, this my yarn bowl is runningeth overeth. Um, and so I'm going to have to start actually crocheting these. I've just been balling because it's easier to simply just ball the yarn as opposed to crochet with it. Because I'm also trying to pay attention to the chat as well. You know, don't get me wrong. Um, you know, uh, but I think that the stream today has been going rather nicely, actually. Fortunately, we didn't have any. You remember when I got that bowl? Yeah, it's my little friend. He keeps me company. Yeah, fortunately, we haven't had, knock on wood, any like significant technical issues or anything with StreamYard. So I definitely think that it's something that I'm going to be doing. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing live streams, but I definitely want to do them more often than I have been, because I went like, I want to say 4 years without doing one for a while. And then I started up again around New Year's, and then I did another one since then. And I don't know, just I figure I'm going to try. I'm going to make the effort if that's fair. Um, uh, had thought of maybe something gaming on my channel, but I figured it wasn't a good idea. Put that on my crochet channel and keep it separate if I do. Well, see, that's why I have my gaming channel as a separate thing, because I didn't want to alienate anybody on this channel by playing video games where I'm like killing zombies and stuff like that. So it's Fiber Spider Games. The link to it is in like the overwhelming majority of my videos. It's in the description box. But I mean, I like playing video games, but I know it's not for everybody. The stuff that I do on this channel, you've got crocheting, you've got knitting, cooking, baking, audiobooks, more constructive oriented stuff. Um, yes, Vicky, I am still thinking about doing a video of my mom's cheesecake. My schedule has been overwhelming, to say the least, at the moment. But yes, I do have plans of doing that. I might actually be doing that closer to my birthday, actually, which is this month. And because, instead of buying a cake, I think I might like to make myself a cake for my birthday. And a cheesecake always fits the bill. So I think I might do that. Thank you, Christy. Doing 5 of your virus meets granny blankets? That's a lot of yarn. You already made 1, 4 more to go. Well, good luck, Christy. Good on you. Uh, Craig's game channel, Fiber Spider Games. Thank you, Ola Joe. It's fun. I try to keep my language relatively clean, just like I do here. Some of the gaming channels, it's like they're truck drivers with Tourette's. The language gets really filthy. I try not to do that by any means. Sometimes the characters in the games, they get a little colorful. Hang on, wait. Rose Garland says, "Hi, Craig and Michael and beautiful friends in chat. I love your channel. You make me one today for my birthday today. LOL." Yeah, so I would like to make my mom's cheese. Well, it's technically my grandmother's cheesecake recipe, but we've used the same recipe since I was an itty bitty little spider. Um, and so yeah, I would like to do that. It's very simple. It's very delicious. It's really not that expensive from what I've been told as far as the ingredients are concerned. Hello, Christy.
Back.
Thank you very much, Christy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much obliged. Mixed Mutt, hello.
Hi, Nikki.
Who's he what sees? Yeah, so we can you believe we've been on for almost 2.5 hours?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? Time flies when you got good company and good peeps.
Yes, it does.
No, it's true.
Well, like I quit doing like scheduled live streams, so I do a lot of just pop-ups, and before I know it, like an hour and a half, 2 hours have gone by, and I'm like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
And even the 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. ones that I do, my time, they, still get quite a few people, and time just flies. You don't realize that the company is great.
Well, I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, of
It's
course, you're my friend,
yay.
and there are other people also that I'd like to have on, but I mean, I'm so glad that Gary could show up and Matt and Spring, and I would like to have them on too. It's just like for the first one, I wanted to keep it just like really low key, chill. I didn't want to overextend myself in case if there were technical difficulties or anything. I just keep it, small and chill and
Yes.
everything. But yeah, over time, I think it would be fun to, expand my little jumping spider,
Yeah.
things. And exactly, you know the deal. Oh, gosh, Huck, thank you so much. Thank you. You guys have been so sweet to me today. I really appreciate it, because I honestly, I was concerned that it wasn't going to go over well because of like a technical issue or, you know,
But we
Christy,
did have a little one in the beginning.
but yes, but because I didn't like route the video to go to a specific location, but like since I irons that little bit out, like we haven't had any issues or nothing, and the Wi-Fi has held up and the power is on, and
And you still
there
have
hasn't
battery life.
right, there hasn't been like an act of God or anything. So, oh, thank you. Hi, Bobby. Hello. Um, oh, you guys are so sweet. But I think we're probably gonna like wrap it up in a few. Glad you start doing lives again. You've missed them. Oh, well, thank you, Michelle. I mean, I'm making an effort, I think part of it is that like a lot of people that do a lot of live streams and chats and stuff so forth, like they're interesting. I don't think I'm that interesting.
You are though.
I don't think I am. Like nobody does. Like nobody thinks of themselves as interesting,
No.
right? Like unless if you're one of the Kardashians, like nobody thinks of themselves as being like glamorous or attractive or interesting, you know. Um, but it's like no, I'm just me,
And that's what we love.
Well, I can't account for your questionable taste. It's what I always tell. And it's what I always tell Russ. He's like, you know, I love you, and I'm like, I can't help it if you've got weird taste. But it's. I think that was part of the reason why I haven't been doing live streams because I'm just like, I'm not that interesting. Like, what am I going to talk about? And then when I finally got up the gumption to be like, well, you know what? Maybe I could like start having guests on. Oh, you guys are awesome.
Thank you, gosh.
Thank you.
And you really are. You're very informative. You're very you're like me to a point that you will answer what's in the chat
if I can.
When you can see it. Now you can see it when it's in your own studio.
It helps.
You're funny. Not funny smelling. And you're a great guy. A lot of people see that.
Well, thank you. I guess sometimes I need the reminder of it because it's easy to get lost inside of your own head and your own thoughts and your own self-degradation after a while. It's easy to believe that you know what I'm saying? It's like it's easy to believe your own inner voice criticizing yourself for X amount of time.
We always do. We do that.
We are our own worst critics. It's like we were working on a project and we're like, no, it sucks. Do it over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to get sort of stuck in that Mobius strip loop kind of thing. So I appreciate it. I'm not being dismissive at all. It's just I have issues, okay? And as I always say, I have more issues than a box has tissues, okay?
We all have more issues than Sports Illustrated.
It's just, we all have stuff going on. What can I say? But yeah, so I think, we're going to end. We're going to end here. So as always, guys, I want to thank you so very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And Michael, thank you so much for joining. And, everybody who was here and commenting and super chatting and all that fun stuff, thank you. Very, very much. Thank you. And like I said a million times over, yes, I do plan on doing this more often than I had. Is it going to be every week? Probably not. But I want to say it's going to be several times a month, if that's fair, if that's like a fair assessment, I think it would be nice to try and aim for, like maybe every other week kind of thing. More regular, but not like it will be on the second and third Saturday or whatever, if anything, it'll probably be on like a Friday night, probably on a Friday night where I'm not working the next morning. So
he'll go live whenever you get the notification.
Yeah, so it's like I'm gonna make the effort, that's what I'll say about that. So listen, thank you so very, very much to all of you, and you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see all you guys in the next video. Thank you so very much. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great
Bye.
day. Bye.